ahead. Look, I was working on it.
Number 10.
Right. Leadership and collaboration.
Yes.
First and foremost, out of all of the mentees I've had, they had to. Out of all the mentees I've had, I was more than excited about your leadership and your collaboration. You are heavy involved in your school-wide efforts. You completely understand how school is an organization. You also know with you are a huge advocate for your students. You are a huge, like you understand how to respect the families of your students, especially your ELL students. I mean, I just don't know what else to say and how else I can brag on you. You knocked it out of the park. And I know that, some debriefs that we've had haven't always been the easiest or the best, but to know that when we were going, when we were agreeing to disagree, I know that your heart is always there for the kids. And I know what your intent has always been, and it's been positive. So, awesome job. Awesome job. Anything you're welcome. Do you have anything to say?
I find like my leadership in the school when it comes to the kids, it's natural. Like I encourage my students. I tell them all the time, it's not always what you say, but how you say it. Learn how to communicate. So I'm real big on, trying my best to make sure my students get what they need, but sometimes I can't be the voice. So I have to teach them how to be the voice. And I do that because one of my children received SPED services up until senior year. So she had it from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And at a certain point, as you get older, your parents kind of are pushed out of the situation. Like they're present as support, but they want to hear from the student. And they want the students to talk and they want them to advocate. And a lot of times when you have a student that has SPED supports, they usually don't advocate for themselves. They don't have that voice. And it's easier to let the parent do all the talking. So that's where my direction comes from. When I do things, it's always, look, this is how you should do it. This is one way to do it, or what was a better way to do it. So I focus on my students' communication style in anything that they do, and I make sure it goes across in various aspects for them in their future. Because once you learn how to advocate once, that's all. So, but it is a learned behavior. It's not something that you pick up overnight. And it's a proper communication. That's what advocacy is about. It's not that you don't speak up for yourself, it's that you do it the right way. So I'm big on that. So yeah, I definitely felt like the leadership piece was something I came to Raymond wanting to do because they didn't have any clubs for students that were not athletic. Everything was about sports. So when I came, I was like, can I do a math club? Can I do a debate club? What can I do to give these students more exposure with clubs and interaction that wasn't just physical? And that was my focus. So I've started it. I'm not sure if it will continue upon my departure from Raymond, but, I hope it will. But I just feel that the students, they tend to ask me, are we meeting today? Or are we going to meet? Or can we meet? And they just enjoy just having that space and that time just to congregate for an hour and not feel the pressure of going home and the environment. And it's just a nice time to just, learn your students. That's what I do. I take that time to learn my students. So I always have my door open after school.
Well, it definitely shows not just in your lessons, but kind of going through your presentation, just how you also know their families as well. And a lot of teachers struggle with connecting with families. A lot of schools struggle with that whole parent engagement. So, how do you find success, or what are your kind of keys to success as far as connecting with families?
I take it, it depends. Some of my families will come to parent teacher conference, but I communicate with them often that when they come, it's more of a technicality. They're there to see the other teachers, because I'm the type of teacher that if I see a parent in the building, if someone's in my room, I'm going to the office. Don't get an early dismissal, because I'm running down the stairs with you. And I've literally raced kids down the stairs because they're trying to beat me down there. And so I do that, and I make the kids are aware that, oh, well, Miss McGee is willing to go downstairs, and oh yeah, let's take a walk. I'll walk you to the car. And then I'll come back in the building. So I'm definitely that parent that I try to, if I hear that there's an early dismissal for a particular student and there's someone in my class, you might hold in class, I'll be back. And I will separate myself for a few minutes to go see the parent, because they're hard to get on the phone sometimes. And sometimes they're hard to get in the building outside of picking them up for a doctor's appointment. So we're about to have an impromptu, they didn't anticipate it, but hey, I'm Miss McGee. How are you? It's nice to meet you. And that's when I start building the relationships that way. I also have parents that do pickups because they're siblings. They have younger siblings. So parents come and get my older kids because they're there to get the younger kids. And, oh, hey, I'll stop them then too. So I'm definitely a believer of stopping them in the community whenever and wherever I can. So yeah, that's why I think that's my success.
Okay. Well, do you have any feedback for me or questions for me?
No, I don't. I just I'm glad that this process is concluded, but I do thank you for your support during this time.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm just excited that it's finally about to be over.
I told you it will go fast.
Yes, it kind of has, not too fast, but fast enough that it's wrapping itself up. I just wish the school year would come on and hurry up, but July 13th, I think that's what's making it just sound so bad.
Please stop saying curse words to me when you say July 13th.
Yeah, like it's so far off. It's so far off.
Let's say Memorial